dink, 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 dink. Wrong podcast. That's not us. That one's also over. I'm very sad.
No, we'd have millions of subscribers if that was.
Do they have millions? A lot more than us. Anyways. Hey, it's us again. Say your name.
Hey, it's the Matt.
Just Matt.
Yeah.
And it's Kat. It's your girl, Kat. Is that obnoxious? Tell me. Send us an email or some shit. Anyways, business. Get this shit over with. I mean, I love this part so much. Our email, deadpanstudio18@gmail.com. Send us some messages, people. Social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at deadpanstudio18. Where to listen to us? Well, we're on many places. Too many to fully list because there's honestly probably too many podcast apps. They're probably not all going to survive. But we have 14 streaming services. No, I'm not going to list all of them. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcast, formerly Google Play. Don't get it twisted. TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and 3 new ones, Pandora, YouTube, and, well, this isn't a new one, Podbean. That's our server.
That's right. We love Podbean.
And our website that needs to be updated terribly, so just ignore the things that aren't true anymore. I think I have one more tattoo since we did our bio.
Yeah.
So, it's actually 4 tattoos and counting. Hell yeah. So, deadpanstudio.podbean.com. Go there, give us some traffic, because we got to pay for that shit. All right.
Ooh, that means our guests have arrived. So,
oh, hell yeah.
What that means is, are you ready to get into the show?
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Is it both of them?
I think they're ready to go. So,
yeah.
Let's jump into it.
Let's do this shit. I keep hitting the table. I'm sorry.
Somebody's waving. All right, we're going to get into it. Check it out, guys. Dink, dink.
Check it out. And you're recording now, right?
I am absolutely recording.
Okay.
The timer says yes. Hello, everybody.
Hey, we're talking for like 10 minutes, and then...
We were getting to know our guests tonight.
I just jumped into it because I got excited.
We all got excited.
Yeah. But yeah. At least, well, if you had let us talk any longer, I would have been like, dude.
See, that's my job to at least have a way for us to go. So tonight on Deadpan Studio Presents, we have a couple of guests virtually, obviously, because COVID. Yeah. We can't have people in
also distance.
Studio and distance, obviously. Yeah, of course. They are members of the Dink fam, which...
I should be saying this.
You're going to get to talk a lot.
Well, yeah, but... Okay. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
Tawnie, do you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Hi, I'm Tawnie, but I guess most other people know me from my Twitter account, which is @MarblesThoughts. And Elle and I, the guests, I guess, we do our own podcast. So here we are.
Yay.
Hi, hello. I'm Elle. I'm the other voice on the podcast. Tawnie does all the editing and putting it together and like all that stuff. So give her credit for that because she's so talented. But I'm the other voice. So I'm there. Hi, I'm Elle.
Hello.
Yeah, but you make it funny.
You're both delightful.
Yes, very much. I especially have enjoyed your newest episode.
I didn't get to finish it.
You didn't? Oh, I started it this morning and finished it at lunch. It was so good.
It still blows my mind that people actually listen.
Hey, we know exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for.
Stuff.
Oh, now see, we don't get much comments or emails or anything like that. You all get much more engagement on social media than we do, but we're going on. This will be year 3 starting January that we've been doing, having our podcast studio. So yeah, just the fact that we get any listeners, we get any guests, we're just like, whoo, yeah, all right.
Party.
Well, we really amped up asking people this year, or later part of this year, because it was like, you know what? Why not? send messages to all these people because like they're either gonna ignore it, say yes, or say no. So it's like, oops, I keep hitting the table.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so the question I was gonna ask before you told us we weren't actually recording. All right, so I kind of know why you guys started the DinkCast. Find them on YouTube and on Twitter at Real DinkCast. But what was the inspiration for starting your podcast?
I'm sorry, I can't really hear you at all.
Oh, can you hear me?
Okay, is that happening to you too? Because I thought it was just my audio being bad.
No, I can hear Elle perfectly fine, but I can't hear you at all.
Oh,
I can hear like every other word you're saying.
That might have to do with the weather.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's storming here too.
Yeah, Lauren.
Can you hear me?
Funny here.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you better.
Okay. Sorry, I fidget when I am recording because I'm an Aries.
Oh. Everyone in the Dink fam is an Aries or a Virgo.
I know.
I've decided one of the best things for her is we're going to get her a lavalier mic so that she can just clip it to herself and she can move and she will always get picked up.
That's awesome.
I can't be an Aries in like a spinny chair and not like fidget. You know? It's like
That's just not fair of anyone to ask of you.
I gotta move. I gotta move my body.
Must
Okay.
wiggle.
Must move body. So, why did you guys start the DinkCast?
Well, we started it right after Jenna released her video announcing that she was leaving the internet.
Yes.
And honestly, I was just at home for the summer and I like had a thought and I was like, well, you know, obviously we don't want to force Jenna to have to make content or come back if she doesn't want to, but it would also be kind of nice to fill that kind of gap in content. I don't know, just for something for the Dinks to listen to or talk about, I guess. So I messaged Elle and I was like, hey, I know that we're like mutuals on Twitter, but we don't like talk that much, but would you like to make a podcast with me?
And I was like, yeah, that sounds fun.
Hell yeah.
So we just kind of tested it out and we recorded the first episode, which was a top 10 countdown of Kermit's nastiest moments, and
Classic.
it was really fun and we had a really good time and we're super high tech. Obviously, I just audio record our fake audio calls and then edit, but you know, I do have a degree, so I do kind of know what I'm doing when it comes to that kind of thing, which is the only reason that I think I was able to pull any of that off. Mm-hmm. And also, you know, a lot of support from the Dink fam in general, because I think everyone else kind of missed Jenna as much as we did. So that's what we just decided to do.
I think that's something that's really important too, is that the support in that community, because I mean, I've never seen a community of fans that are as diehard but yet not as rabid as I've seen others. They're just so supportive and they're so kind.
Yes, that is a wonderful way to put it. So diehard, but so not rabid.
Yeah, not like crazy about it, you know.
Some people, I think one of the nicest things I think about the Dink fam, like I'm sure that everyone else has like been in communities of fans before as well, but like in the past, whenever I've been a part of a thing that I really enjoy, there's always been one part of it that I've really hated or that has driven me away from the thing that I liked. Mm-hmm. But I've never experienced that with this. It's always just been very chill, very fun, very, you know, low key. Like nothing goes overboard. There's not like a particular thing that everyone just avoids. You know, it's just a fun place to be.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the most.
Time.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit posting, but there's also a lot of like, you know, people opening up their DMs and stuff and like reaching out to people because, you know, Everyone's
there's a lot of
through it.
acceptance because I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody with their art that or they're terrified to put out there because they don't think it's any good, whether it's in actual drawing or painting or a crafting of some sort, and everyone's just like, I love it, that's so neat.
Yeah.
That perspective is so nice.
Yeah.
Everyone's so supportive with like little projects people do, and like there's a lot of Dink artists that have like red bubbles or little things where they'll sell their art, and everyone's always like so supportive of those people that do that.
And it's very diverse too, because like they have like you said, like the crafts. There's like cross stitching. There's literally like jewelry making. There's there's stickers. There's all kinds of there's prints. There's all kinds of stuff. And lately there's even been like actual clothing and masks and stuff. And Jenna is obviously a very crafty person, but like this is definitely one of the communities where it's a lot of more like crafts than just art, and like it's really cool to see the diversity of content that people make.
There's like something for everybody, because like a lot of creators come out with like sweatshirts and t-shirts and stuff, and like that's fine, but you can only have so many t-shirts or so many like jogger sets. It's like maybe I'd like something else, like I'd like a sticker, or I'd like a drawing of something, or a decal for my window. It's like, give me something that I don't have to wear and like put in a closet, but that is still supportive of a community, of an artist, of something like that. And I think it's cool that there's something for everybody, and it's so inclusive and supportive. Like I know I've gone through some shit, Jenna related and not Jenna related, and it's not that I feel uncomfortable posting about it on my main, especially since some dinks like follow me on there and talk to me there, but it's like I go to my fan accounts and where like my picture is Jenna with fake bangs and I have photoshopped Crocs on the bottom of it, but like it's like my friends, and it's so supportive, and I can say that I'm sad or this customer was really mean or something, and people actually like care, and they aren't just like just like suck it up and get over it, or they like we talk to each other very openly.
They'll send you like nice little marble gifts.
Yeah. Funny gifts, and like just the it's just really nice. And when people post, I think I posted a few days ago that I was talking about how like accepting and nice the Dink fam is. I was like, post a selfie, people gas you up, post your art, people want to buy it, post about projects and stuff you're doing, get encouragement, like, and it was like, it's really true. And I haven't been in, like, I'm a fan of a ton of shit, and I follow some pages and stuff like that, but I haven't been actively in like a fandom where I actually like talk to people actively, and it's a consistent back and forth between people, not just like a one-off. I comment on something and someone random on Facebook likes it. Since there was this show that started in when was that? Once Upon a Time.
Oh gosh,
it was on ABC.
Years. Well, it was on for 7 years, and then
I started watching
been
it.
off for about a year.
Yeah.
So.
Because they did some stuff with like some of the kid characters were adults, but there was a huge fandom around that, and I was in that fandom. I was talking to people, and like I still have a few of those people like on my Facebook that I talk to and on my Twitter, and I was even in a role play group, and then things went kind of sour with someone because she got really possessive of me when I was starting to start dating you seriously. Yeah. And it was like, I still cared about that, but I was like, I also have a relationship. That's
it was sort of like they didn't want to allow any time for her to actually date me, as opposed to just being on the computer and typing to him.
It was like if I was online, I had to be talking to her or had to be in the group
That's not good.
Something. No. And I was like, you know what?
But the important thing is that we're talking about the Dink fam.
Yeah.
There's not been that I know of, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed any, but there hasn't been anything like that with that. It's sort of like a shared Jenna and Julian community,
There's been a few. You can't. There's been
well,
a few.
you can't say everybody, but for the majority.
Yeah.
There's been a few kind of like hiccups where, you know, some people got kind of miffed about things, but like it's never like broken us.
But I think that's more reflective of those individual people
Mm-hmm.
being shitty people that just exist everywhere on the internet, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas the vast majority of the Dink fam is nice.
For sure. I have more followers on my fan account than my main, and I've had that since 2013, maybe before.
I will say too that also, like, as someone who has been a very like prominent presence on previous like communities in the internet before, this is the only time I think I've ever had a presence where like I've never felt like either overwhelmed or like targeted or like anything like that. Like it's just all, there's no arguments about certain like, I don't know, about really anything. And I think part of that also comes with the fact that, you know, watching Jen and Julian is like, you're watching two real people that post like a 10-minute video once a week, that kind of thing. It's not like I don't know, like a TV, like an ongoing TV show with like a plot that changes every week or like to follow every week. I don't know. But also I think it reflects a lot on the people that actually enjoy watching Jen and Julian, because I think they attract the same type of people that they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same
Oh
kind
yeah,
of vibe.
absolutely.
Well, it's like they're funny
Definitely.
and goofy, but they can also be serious. And, you know, if they fuck up, they're like, hey, I fucked up.
I fucked
And,
up.
like, their apologies are, not to get too much into, like, YouTuber apologies, but they're so genuine and real. And, you know, they share so much, or at least, you know, did. It's one party now. But, I don't know. It's when you follow good people, you emulate them. Like, of course, we do like the silly stuff, like saying "oh hell yeah" and like the Sermon voice and all that stuff. But you watch someone who like has good morals, like you can't help but also absorb that into your brain, even if it's subconsciously. You know, like if you're as opposed to watching someone who's just doing the most in the shittiest way, and then you like think that's okay or funny, and it's like that's actually not good. Like,
laughing at the expense of other people isn't funny, actually.
That's never been funny, and it never will be.
We've decided.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Elle.
I was just saying we've decided. That's all. We haven't. I don't know what we've decided. We've just decided.
Just decided it.
Well, also, and Jen and Julian are like real people as well. Like they talk about like it's not just some big, you know, like a lot of people do personalities of themselves on YouTube, and I think that's why it's so easy to disconnect them as real people. And of course, Jen and Julian both have to kind of like amplify like humor and stuff like that, like anyone would have to do when they're in front of the camera. But they're also just like very candid about their lives, and like Jen is like, you know, today wasn't a good day, and this is what's going on in our life, and like very open about the process of adopting Bunny and how it wasn't just a one day thing that, you know, it wasn't like a big internet stunt just to gain followers and like, look, we got a new dog. Like it was a very long, hard process for them, like that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And that's good, you know? I mean, there's nothing wrong with kind of having to hype yourself up to be on camera, especially if you do it a lot, but to do it to the point of like you're a fake person.
Yeah.
You know, unless it's some
but at the
sort
same
of,
time,
like,
it's sort of like you're got to think about the difference between just doing a vlog, which is just you, you know, recording your daily lives, and a show, quote unquote, you know, like they did with the Jenna Julian podcast. They're being funny, and Julian, when he cooks things, is well, he's an Aries, so it's crazy and chaotic, and it's hilarious, and it's taking who they are and kind of amping it up a little bit, and we've done that too on the podcast in the past, and we're sort of shifting from that. We used to take our natural personalities and kind of amp it up a little bit, kind of cushioning ourselves from our society and my day job. So, but we're kind of turning that around. But it's a really big category that we can relate to on that.
Yeah.
Well, you get to see them be more casual in vlogs, you know, and just be. I love like homey videos where they're just like hanging out and it's like, oh, we're just gonna cook some soup and hang out with the dogs, and I'm like, I love that shit.
Me too.
Let's see. Hey.
So,
Oh, he wrote a list of things.
I was just looking at something. I didn't know if y'all noticed, but at the time of our recording, you had 123 subscribers.
Woo!
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I know.
That's cool.
Pretty
Oh,
crazy.
hell yeah.
Last time I checked, we were under 100.
You didn't see me tweet, thanks for 100 subscribers.
I like that tweet.
Oh, wait. No, I totally did. I just didn't realize that that's what that meant. Like, I definitely saw that and was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that's an interesting fact. Okay,
That's
moving
cool.
on.
I don't remember. Like, that number didn't mean anything at the time. It's just like,
Yeah.
and now I'm like, oh,
I know.
we have 100 subscribers. That's cool.
Yeah, I look at our, like, analytics on our YouTube videos, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, like, that looks cool, but, like, it doesn't register in my head as, like, actual numbers or
Human
actual...
beings.
Yeah.
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 Beings.
So, congratulations for 123. You get this.
Yay!
Oh, thank you. Wow.
Woo!
I feel special.
Very special.
It's kind of like...
special.
Like, I know numbers are a big thing online and on YouTube, but, like, being, like, completely honest, like, I'm not just, you know, I don't know.
That's
I
not your
really
driving
don't-
force.
Like, I really
Yeah.
don't think about that, like, at all. Because, like, for both of us, we're full adults, you know? And so I have, like, I'm extremely busy, and I'm sure, like, you know, you guys can relate to this too, but, like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
this isn't, you know, we record the podcast once a week, and then I spend a few hours editing, and then it goes up. And, like, we've gotten to a very comfortable routine of doing that, but, like, outside of, like, working on it, I really don't think about it that much, because there's just a lot of stuff going on, like, for everyone else in the world, you know?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It's like a fun project,
So, like,
you know, that.
Yeah.
But you're,
and
like,
that
getting
was
your
the whole
thoughts
purpose of
out and,
what it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Like, that's all it really was for us. Like, even now, it's like, oh, it's a fun project to share with the Dink fam and have fun and, like, have this interaction. But, like, other than that, like, I don't really, I like, really have a hard time conceptualizing the idea that people sit and listen to my dumb voice on the internet, you know?
Our stupid voices.
Well, let me tell you, it is entertaining, and I have to say, my favorite thing that any of you have said so far comes from your first episode.
Uh-oh.
I'm gay. I'm bad at math.
I knew you were going to say that.
I laughed, snorted so hard when I heard that.
I thought that was just like a common fact everyone knew. Gay people can't count, dude.
Or drive.
Or drive.
It's like you can.
Wow.
You can usually do like one or the other. I can drive. I can't count.
Can't do both. Okay.
Yeah.
Cannot.
Elle
do
and I
math.
have Elle and I have actually had like pretty interesting conversations, like off, like not on the recording, but just like because we like contrary to popular belief, we do not just like get on and then record immediately. Like we actually talk for a while before and after we finish recording.
Yeah.
And we've actually had
friends.
we've had some interesting conversations about like I don't know, just like the our differences like in our lives and as people, you know.
Yeah.
Because we are very, very different people, and you don't realize how different until like we actually talk about it. You know, like she teases me a lot for being from the Midwest, which is fair. But, like,
That's fair.
Yet I have the nerve while I'm sitting here from Virginia. So like,
I used to live in Virginia. I did for about 2.5 years.
what part? The middle, top?
Oh no, the part that kicks Kentucky right in the butt.
Oh, okay.
Norton, Big Stone Gap area.
I think I've like driven through there. I have not visited there.
The Tri-Cities is about 30-45 minutes away from there, and very close to the Smoky being in the Smokies, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and Pigeon Forge, and all that.
Smoky Mountains.
See, like that mountain range sounds familiar. I just think I drove through there at one point going to like Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's like a whole. It's like there's Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg, and like, you know, obviously there's like locals, but it's a very big like tourist area. And
Entertainment touristy area. Yeah.
It's a pretty fun place to go. Pretty fun.
So you're from. So you said you're from the Midwest?
yeah, I'm from the literal Midwest.
Which plot of the wide open
Missouri.
space?
Well, originally I'm from Southwest Missouri, but currently living in more central Missouri.
Gotcha.
So, it was kind of funny because the very first time that we recorded the podcast, either before or after, we were like just talking about where we were from, and I said I was from Missouri, but I actually pronounce it Missouri.
Missouri.
Really annoyed Elle.
It sent me feral.
Feral vibes.
I didn't believe that was a real accent, that people would really say it like that.
I do, like, and that's the other thing too, is like I wouldn't call it an accent for me personally, but I do have like a twang that comes from being like in the southern Midwest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But over time it's kind of,
This comes from being close to Kentucky.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
It's just the southern gentleman accent. That's what you have.
We call it the hick accent.
That's
Hick
nice.
accent.
Those are two different things, trust me.
Oh, we have a mixture of accents depending on which part of the state you're in. If you're in the north, you have a southern accent. If you're in the south, you have a redneck. If you're in the east, you have a hillbilly accent. So,
In the sticks.
in the states.
I didn't realize there were so many different words for southern accents.
I know.
Because
Yeah.
there's very many different people, and some of them are scary.
Well, because like people automatically equate southern accents to like the Georgian Southern Belle, like that accent.
Georgia
Yeah.
Southern Bells.
You won't
yes.
actually.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
rarely hear that, even when I am in Georgia. I was originally born in Georgia, only lived there for 2 years, and then I was raised in Kentucky.
Now she has internet accent, which means she doesn't have a Georgia accent anymore.
I never had a Georgia accent.
Yeah.
I have one memory from Georgia. I realized yesterday, and it wasn't the best one, but
Oops.
No.
yeah. Oh man,
When the one singular memory from Georgia hits.
when it's bad.
I actually have a really good friend from Georgia.
I love Georgia. That's where most of my family is. That's where my grandparents are. Shit ton of my cousins. There's a few. I think it was my grandma's sister, who she's been passed for quite a few years now, but she lived in South Carolina. And that's where her two daughters and their family, who I don't like. I've sort of met them, but I couldn't tell you their names. They probably don't even remember me, but yeah. But mostly Georgia.
I think the furthest south I've ever been is Louisiana. I guess that's pretty south.
Oh,
Louisiana.
I went to like
Louisiana
the bottom
Creole.
of Florida once. So that's like geographically south, but like emotionally that's the north.
I know, it's like, yeah, that is so weird because I don't think of, I think of southern
Like,
things,
the
I
middle
think.
of Florida
Yeah.
and like non-coastline Florida, that's where you get the weird Florida man takes bath salts and eats his neighbor's headlines. But
Yeah.
All those weird titles.
coastline Florida is where rich people retire, old white people retire,
Old white
and like
people.
dentists retire. So
Dentist.
I don't know. It gets a little bit like more Karen from the PTA themed.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
no Karens.
Yikes.
Sorry to
No
all the nice
Karens allowed
Karens.
in this house.
Get out of this house, Karen.
One of my
Get out
absolute
here.
favorite
This
people in the
house.
world is named Karen.
Oh,
And she's not
How
a
does she
Karen,
feel?
though.
Yeah, it's
aw, good for her.
Yeah.
just good for her. So, I know you kind of your format on your podcast or on your episodes are doing like top 10 lists of things. So I
Miss Mojo, watch out.
Call it Mojo.
I love Watch Mojo.
watch
Me
Mojo.
I
too,
do too.
actually.
It's upsettingly addictive.
It is.
You can start calling
I
your
actually
list
really
the
like
Dink
it.
Mojo.
Dink Mojo.
Well, we're going Dink Mojo.
We've stolen so much copyright content.
Yeah, seriously.
We say it's an when we use it, we call it an homage. We're showing respect. We've got an homage to it.
Yeah, sure. Tell
We
that.
do not own the rights. We're just respecting.
Tell
them.
that to all the fine print on YouTube. deep in all the terms and services.
I wish YouTube would send me a cease and desist for using Kermit crying for 10 seconds.
I would dare YouTube to send us a cease and desist for that shit.
Did you see that our Twitter account got suspended? Or
Really?
Yeah.
For fucking what?
Well, it was only for like 10 minutes, but I was on my regular account and I went to look at our account because I was trying to find something, and I wasn't logged into it, but and it said this profile is not currently able to be viewed or whatever, and I was like,
oh no,
why? So then I tried to log in, and it was like, you can't log in because we think that you're a bot. So I had to go in and prove that we were actual people to get our account back.
Oh, okay. I think it's so weird. Twitter does stuff like that to me all the time, but then they'll do it again. They always do that to my Kermit account. They're like, "You're a robot. Give me your phone number." And I give it to them, and then,
why do you need to know Twitter?
I know, exactly. That's what upsets me. I don't want to give them my phone number. I don't sync my contacts to Twitter on purpose. I don't want
Twitter. That's a real shady way of a guy trying to ask somebody for their number. Don't do that.
I know, right?
Don't do that, Twitter.
I don't want my coworkers to get a notification people you might know.
Oh. Try explaining that.
I just don't want that.
I mean, I was
my display name, but it could be.
It's funny.
I was 13 once and ran another Stan account with my mobile number attached, so I've learned my lesson.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't have.
One time when I was 12, I did that as well, or I think it was I had some sort of fan account for One Direction or something. I don't know, whatever band it was obsessed with at the time.
Nice.
And someone asked me on my personal Instagram for my phone number because of something, because this is when I was in middle school, so I used Instagram all day long, and that's how we communicate with each other. And I went and I responded to them publicly, and I didn't realize that Instagram hadn't switched the account back, so I responded with my One Direction account. I was this is my phone number, and then I realized it when I posted it, and I immediately deleted it, and then I deleted my account because I was afraid.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I just deleted everything.
I love
oh God!
Throw the whole computer out.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Twitter it hasn't asked for a phone number or anything, but I guess because I switch, I'm logged into the, my fan account, my main accounts, a Twitter for my podcast that I'm doing, and then the one for our podcast, but I switch between my main and my fan account, so much, and sometimes, every other day, whichever one, when I open Twitter, whichever one was, the last one open, it'll be enter the password. I'm like, okay. Verify you are Crocs Jenna or Pretty Kitty. I'm like, okay, fine. But it doesn't ask me to for phone numbers or anything. But it's probably why are you switching back and forth so much? I'm like, why do you need to know, Twitter?
Because we have business to conduct.
Why do you need to know?
I'm using your stupid app. Why are you asking me?
Yeah.
Shut up, bird.
Shut up, you stupid bird app.
Stupid feral bird.
I love me a good feral bird.
Okay, so I haven't finished episode 8, but episode before that, which one of you has the birds? I forgot.
Tawnie.
Tawnie. I love birds.
I have two birds, yeah.
Feral parakeets.
Yeah, they're brats, and their names are Sue and Scrappy, and they hate us and they hate everything, but I love them dearly.
I don't want you to, but you still do.
I thought of a stupid mashup of, I just said feral parakeet, and then as you were talking, the word feral keet popped up into my head.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
That's the big brain energy I need in this room.
Big brain, a few thoughts.
I love me a girl with a brain that works.
Oh.
I guess I never also realized how much of our
That's my autobiography title right there.
We talk about each other our lives so much. I guess I never realized how much of our personal information is just out there for people to listen to us to talk about.
I have feral birds.
You asked which one of us had the birds, and for a second I was like, how do you know I have birds? And I was like, oh yeah.
I was too, and then I was like, yeah, we talked about it, right?
So you talked about it for 20 minutes,
Well,
which I enjoyed.
I know.
I enjoyed
Tangent, I told you.
I enjoyed the pet talk.
That really kind of puts into perspective some of the guests we've had on here. I can find their social media, their Facebook, and all that stuff, and I'll do my due diligence just so I can have something to talk about that they've made public. You know, nothing, of course, nothing bad, but I can only imagine the thoughts of their head going, "How do you know this?"
I looked at your Facebook,
Especially when I'm doing the interview by myself and I don't have a lovely lady beside me.
No,
because then it just makes me seem like a creeper now, I guess.
No, well, I mean,
that guy that went out of your way to get their information.
Yeah.
Well, we're asking to interview people that we're interested in. I mean, it's not just.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, especially like my major in college was journalism. So like the pre-interview process, I think, is a lot longer and more detailed than I think people realize. So I guess that makes sense. But I legitimately thought you were about to say that you found me and Elle's
Oh no!
No!
Oh no! I'm just going. I go strictly from listening to your podcast on YouTube and just the interactions that I've been able to read through with the Dink fam and of course with us. So
No.
that's it. That's all. That's all that. But I like some of these things I did get, like, you know, of course, the basic stuff like how many subscribers you have, you know,
Right.
and you've mentioned your names
Which I
on.
didn't know.
Yeah. And I was going to refer to you all. If you all had, when I first started listening to your podcast, if I had not heard you all mention your actual names, I was just going to refer to you as one of you being Kern being Farrell, and the other one as Marbles Thoughts.
I love it when people refer to me as my username because it's like, haha, I exist to you as a form that's not who I actually am inside your head. I love that idea.
I have deceived you.
I love the idea of you knowing nothing about me.
Anonymity.
And that's like one of the coolest parts, or like, I don't know, like the most interesting parts, I think, of having like some sort of presence on social media, but as a like stan account is like,
Yes.
these people don't know me. These people have no idea like how I operate, and I'm just like a person that lives on a day-to-day basis. And but to them, I am this person that tweeted about like Marbles not being dead or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's like me. I run a podcast studio, and I'm a bank teller by day. So
Yeah.
Woo.
And bank teller.
Bruce Wayne.
So, I've been meaning to do this, like on Twitter. So I still haven't listened to that last like 6.5 minute podcast where they said the podcast was ending because I was too sad. I still haven't listened to it.
That's okay. This is the first time in history. This is the first time in history that I've listened to something of Jenna and Julian before her.
I was sad. Dude, I cried when she released that, a message video. I literally sobbed like someone died.
I appreciate that she didn't release that during like business hours. She waited until like 7:30 at night to drop that.
Yeah. Well, I was still at work, but I mean, yeah.
Oh. I think I was probably unemployed when she dropped it. No, I was not. I was working. But I think I had vacation that week or something. But regardless, had I been in public when that information was given to me, boy, I would have sobbed.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
I was actually like the person that texted Elle, like, man, did you hear about the podcast? And she was like, what? And I was like, damn. You know what? Just wait till you get home to look.
So what do you mean?
Yeah, the day they posted their last podcast, I had to work all day that day, and I'd been at work since like 10 in the morning, and it was like 6:30 at night, and she was like, I think I texted her about our podcast, and she just said something like, yeah, the Dink fam's kind of going through it right now, and I was like, oh god, what happened? And she was like, oh, you don't know.
Oh no.
Oh, to not know.
No, to not know.
I'm one of those people that like lurks all the time, like on Twitter and everything. Like I'm constantly, people don't know this, but I'm constantly on Twitter. Like I see everything. I know what's going on. I just never post. So people think I'm offline like all the time.
You're seeing all the shit posts.
Yeah. I see everything. I
all
know
the
what's
cursed
going
memes. So when I was the day they released that, I still didn't watch it, but I was like, I think I'd already been kind of having a Bad Morning. Dude, and the
Right.
day Jenna released her video, a customer had just been like super nasty. There was a whole debacle, so I was like already kind of sad,
If you
and
have
then
a
I
bad
cried.
day, Jenna's gonna make it worse.
Oh, I was like, Jenna, no. So that day, I think the day before, I had tweeted, I'm wanting to make a list of like other YouTubers that I like, and like, you know, their different categories like makeup, food, true crime, and all that, because I'm like, you know, I need to share all this with everyone else. So I was gonna ask you guys, who else do you guys like to watch, like from any category, for any reason, relaxation, funny, informative, like what other YouTubers do you guys like to watch?
Tawnie, do you want to go first, or should I?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay.
She's like, oh no.
I've always said this. I don't really watch a lot of YouTubers other than like Jen and Julian. So they both. Let's see. Who do I watch? I don't know. Because of their streaming and their Twitch streaming, and Julian. I've ranted about this before. Julian never finished his Detroit Become Human stream, which pissed me the frick off.
You've mentioned
I
that.
wanted to know how it ended, and so I now I just Googled like Detroit Become Human because I wanted to watch it so I could see how it ended, and no one has any storyline even similar to Julian's, so useless. But anyways, I discovered the ones that they talked about in the one Twitch clip, the actor that played Connor and his wife stream. And I do really like watching them, and I found another person in the Dink fam who also watches them, so we're in both communities, and we always try to get people to like come watch them with us. We joke that we're manifesting that crossover that never happened because Julian never finished his video game.
Never finished it.
Because he's a coward.
Maybe someday. Maybe if we ask nicely. I think I'm subbed to I have a Twitch account, I guess. But it's hard for me to watch the Twitch because it's either random times when I'm like at work, or I'm like watching my nephews or something, or like due to the time zone thing, like it'll be, you know, like 10 o'clock my time, but like 8 or there. So I know he's gonna go until like midnight, 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I gotta work tomorrow, bro. I want to watch, but it's hard.
Yeah. His streams are at the randomest times, especially now that Jenna's not streaming with him. Like, she used to force them to have a little bit of, like, consistency, or at least they had to revolve around her filming schedule with, like, when they would stream, so, like, they wouldn't do it at certain times or whatever. But now, without that, he's just going feral. I'll get notifications at, like, 1 p.m., and it's like, Julian's live, and I'm like,
I can't watch this now. He's just Aries streaming everything.
He'd be like Aries streaming noises.
What?
Sorry, I thought I had to burp.
So what's been your favorite episode to record so far?
Wait. They both have to answer my question.
Oh, they both have to answer yours. I'm sorry.
I mean, they don't have to,
Tawnie
but
didn't get to answer your question.
Tawnie, talk.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Tawnie, speak up.
So rude. I'm so rude.
Shut the fuck up.
I was like, because kind of like, oh, like I really didn't get on YouTube that much except to watch Jenna. But then like after she took her break, I started trying to like get back into other things that I had watched previously. I still watch, man, I'm really aging myself, but I still watch Amazing Phil's videos regularly.
Oh, I love him.
And I've been watching him since like, I don't know, I guess when he started, like 2011.
It's been a while because he's gone through many hair changes and
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I watched one that I got into recently that my friends had been asking me to watch, but I never did, was Cody Ko and Noelle Miller.
I've heard of them, but I've never watched them. Yeah,
they got like popular, I guess, from Vine. But they have a channel, like, well, not a channel. They have like a series they do together called That's Cringe, where they react to cringy things, and it's really, really funny, and I really enjoy it. And then, yeah, I guess I do watch Game Grumps quite a bit now, because I really like, I think Aaron Hansen is really funny, so I really enjoy listening to him speak. But yeah, like that's pretty much it, I guess. I guess just like mindless things that I can put on while I'm doing something else is my favorite genre of video.
I have so many. I'm subscribed to so many channels.
Yeah, that's like kind of what I watch normally. I have been binge watching Jenna's channel lately, like just going through watching all of her videos, just because I find them relaxing to put on while I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it makes me feel better, I guess.
I still haven't watched any again.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're brave to go back this early.
Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it, and like it. I find comfort in the fact that, like, yeah, I miss her and everything, but I would prefer that she's not back right now anyway, because I know that if she did force herself to come back, it would not be good. You know?
No, not for her mental health at all.
I kind of,
exactly.
I kind of think if she did come back, it wouldn't be like it was before. I picture maybe something late next year, and it's more of a kind of a life update, sort of like, you know, because Julian's been updating us on like the dogs, like, you know, when Peach had her little health thing with her digestive tract and all that, you know. I picture her kind of, I picture her coming in being like, here's how Bunny's doing, here's how Kermit's doing, Marble still can't sit on hard surfaces, here's how Peach is doing, you know, maybe talking to, she's a fat bitch.
You know, maybe it would be different if, like, the reason she did leave was because of, like, a massive, like, thing of cancel culture, I guess, but, like, the fact that she left of her own accord and to work on herself, but also to work on her mental health, and like the reasons that she actually left the internet, like I can totally understand. And I would rather have a good nostalgic memory of her channel than have a like forced, not bad videos, but just not happy videos.
Yeah, not the same energy.
It would have sucked if she had like slowly lost interest in YouTube and just slowly, I don't know, stopped. It just like, if it had gone on forever and she had just slowly started hating it, and you could tell in videos that she hated it, but she kept doing it, I feel like that would have made it worse, because then you'd watch those videos being sad, like.
And you're like, what's with the energy of this video? You're doing hot glue. Like, what's happening? Like,
you know, one of the things I've always noticed about her was that she's very self-aware. So I think she knew that she was at a tipping point that could have gone either way with what she was doing. I mean, putting out videos weekly, podcast, you name it, week after week after week after week after week for many years. It's very hard to do something repetitive like that. I mean, even if it's something that you truly enjoy and love, you know, people go through that when they're working a menial day job. You know, they do the same thing day in and day out, and it just kind of grinds on you. And even the good things can do the same thing. And I can only imagine what she was going through, that she was becoming self-aware of possibly going through that, I would say. I
think, of course, you know, there's always going to be people in, like, drama channels that are going to hype up every situation, no matter how, like, factual and, like, calmly it's presented by the people that are actually involved. But, you know, there was so much other drama and, like, canceling happening around, you know, certain people over certain things that, you know, I don't think they pushed her to, you know, do her video, but, you know, she did her video explaining, showing us, like, what other people had mentioned that they didn't like, and, you know, she wasn't, her apology wasn't trying to convince you that she didn't do anything. She was just explaining
what she did.
You know, people found this and this offensive, and people found, you know, took this and this way, and I can see how they thought that. Not,
it's the self-awareness.
Not like I can't, you know, she wasn't like, I don't see it myself, but like, I'm sorry, I guess. She was like, you know, I acknowledge it, but there was a lot of shit going on around that time, so I think that's kind of why her name got dragged through the whole cancel culture thing so hard. There would have been channels that would have done it anyway, being like, she was canceled, blah, blah, blah. But I
I think it's just people like trying to make drama out of
Yeah.
things not.
Yeah.
drama.
And then you click on the video because you like actually maybe kind of want to hear, and then it's like 1 minute and it's something that you just saw in a tweet. I'm like,
Here's my
okay.
Here's my theory. I'm
You
about to-
based your whole thumbnail on this, and you didn't even give me any more information.
Here's my
and you're
theory.
just talking in a very loud voice. Like, what's that about?
Here's my theory, and I think I'm going to make cancel culture very angry.
You're canceled immediately.
Yeah, we'll be canceled
Right
after
now.
this episode. I don't know if we haven't been canceled by now.
Yeah.
But no, I think a lot of times cancel culture, while the idea behind it was sound, because some people really did deserve to be knocked down a peg or two.
Really do bad shit.
It's like any group mindset, any group hive mentality. The idea starts out good, but then you start getting some outliers that come in, and this starts affecting. So a lot of times this cancel culture can make a step a little too far, like pulling up something that somebody may have said in an offhand way 10, 15 years ago, which is obviously, look, I'm a different person week to week. I can only imagine how people are 10, 15 years, you know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you're already an adult.
Yeah, I mean, how you were as a teenager and a child is completely different as being a grown adult.
Yeah. And we've talked about this like a little bit, not like indirectly on our podcast before, but I have like very strong opinions on cancel culture.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't. Here's the thing is, like you said, the idea behind holding people accountable for their actions is good. It's like, obviously you want people to take accountability for what they say, what they do, that kind of thing. But the problem with cancel culture specifically is it doesn't leave room to account for the fact that people are humans and we are going to make mistakes, and the only way that we can learn what is good and what is bad and what we should or should not do is to make those mistakes. So if someone, obviously I'm not talking about like topics like being blatantly racist or ableist or those kind of things. Like, you know that you're not doing a good thing if you're being racist or that kind of thing. Like, that obviously is going to have impact for that person. But I'm talking about just like the regular everyday person on the internet that does something stupid, and then suddenly that's their whole reputation for the rest of their lives on the internet because they did one stupid thing that wasn't intent. There was no intent to harm anyone behind it. It was a stupid thing that they did. The other thing too is that cancel culture most of the time is going to way more negatively affect just a random regular person online than it is any online celebrity. Online celebrities have huge backings and huge followings behind them, and no matter what you do or how many scandals they have or anything like that, they are not going to go away or stop making money unless they do that themselves, and they're not going to if they constantly be brunt of cancel culture and yet nothing ever happens to them. Like, that's not going to change anything. I think also it can take away from the overall message of a lot of campaigns such as Black Lives Matter, where you're focusing so much on one thing that it's taking away from the message of like, this is what we should be working on to dismantle this, because this is the real root of the issue. And I'm not saying don't come for huge content creators that are being racist. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that focusing on some stupid internet meme and who created it and like that kind of thing is not going to change what is happening in the world, and people are dying. Like, I don't know. I don't think cancel culture is
the fact that people are
don't.
calling something like this cancel culture instead of creating accountability, that's the difference. If it was just creating accountability, that would be one thing, but creating this whole cancel culture is where the poison is at.
Well, there's no education or help in if someone fucks up, whether they have 10 subscribers or 10 million, it's just immediate anger from the people who view it as a negative thing. It's
immediate, how dare you die, instead of let's help you grow.
There's not enough like, oh, I disagree with this. Here's a solution. Here's a different way of thinking. Here's a website. Here's a freaking anything. There's no help for the people who do stuff that isn't like super super bad, like, you know, racism
Yeah,
and
and
actual crimes, but there's just
Yeah.
yelling, and there's just drama channels, and there's tea spilling, and there's no like, hey, here's a different approach to what you're saying. Like, you know, maybe what you're saying is okay, but the way you're presenting it isn't good. Here's these resources, or here's this video. There's no guidance, and there's no blueprint being, even, you know, being an online creator. You know, people have been doing it for a while, but you can look at other channels and be like, I want to do similar stuff. I want to do cooking or whatever, and kind of look at how people format stuff and be kind of, oh, I like the way they do that. I think I'll do this camera angle too. But there's no blueprints to it, and you can get friends that do the same things. You can get MCMs and managers, but there's no like real guidance. And there's so many young people on there now.
Cancel culture doesn't really follow their own philosophy. You know, they don't want to hold
they just
themselves
scream.
accountable. Yeah, they don't want to hold themselves accountable for what they do or say.
Yeah. They just scream and
They have to lead
unsubscribe.
by
And,
example.
yeah.
Yeah, like, there's a difference, obviously, between repeated behavior and a
Yeah.
one-time mistake.
Yeah.
You know, if someone makes a mistake and people tell them why it was a mistake and why it was bad, and then they're like, okay, I'm sorry, that will never happen again, and then it never happens again, obviously they learned something from it, you know? And I think the line can be really blurred for huge content creators, because they are making money, they're getting attention, and like all this other stuff from that mistake. And it's like, did you truly learn from it, or like, did you not? Like, I think it's really hard for the masses to kind of judge that, judge their character from that. And I'm not saying that like some one-time actions are excusable. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that sometimes cancel culture gets the idea that a person's entire life is defined by one thing that they did online.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. And they don't realize, like, if you have like 2 million people screaming at you with no help, then it's like, okay, yeah, I'm being screamed at, but then you can understand you did something wrong, but then no one tells you how to fix it, and then that's where all like the bad, quote unquote, apology videos come from, because it's like they're just desperately trying to, like, I don't know, get out of the situation, but then people are still mad.
Yeah, like, and my biggest grievances with cancel culture isn't really with the big content creators.
Yeah.
It's more with the regular everyday people who are not celebrities, who do not have big followings, who are just normal people, and then they post something or they make something online, and then everyone like, I don't know, I know people, and I've seen people who have been viciously ripped apart online for a dumb thing that they posted on the internet years and years ago when they were a teenager. And let me just say, if all my stuff from when I was a teenager was still like up on the internet, like, it's cringy, it's horrible, like, I don't want people to see that. I don't want people to make fun of that, you know?
There's a whole website I used to be on, and it's like, it doesn't exist anymore, but I'm kind of glad, because that was like I didn't do MySpace. I did this, it was a social media site, but it was kind of where you could post blogs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a fun time, but it was also a weird time. I talked to Miley Cyrus on there when she was like still on Disney Channel.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just like, it's heartbreaking that becomes that person's entire online identity, that one stupid thing they did when they were like 14, 15 years old, and people are calling them racist or
and a lot of times it's coming at the expense of somebody
stuff.
just wanting to get their voice out and be heard, to get that notoriety of, say, of catching something, getting that aha moment
for clout.
Because honestly, that's what okay, I'm not going to go into it, but I'll just leave it as that's kind of what the media is teaching them right now, is the aha moment instead of both sides.
Yeah, and it can be, it's definitely rough, and I think a lot of people hop on bandwagons just for the brownie points. My personal favorite is when a bunch of people attack a person for being anti-black, and that person turns out to be a black person and speaking
It's like,
on their
psych,
own
bitch.
and they're speaking on their own personal experiences
Yeah.
and just trying to explore different narratives, that kind of thing. Or maybe it's just a black person that's uneducated about a certain thing that someone else is talking about, and they're not being racist. They're just talking.
They just
to them
don't
about
know.
what they're. Yeah.
Like, how can you know unless they're told?
They're just a single human being that just doesn't know. Period.
Yeah.
So.
If you're not told or you don't think to look it up and see if it exists, then how are you supposed to know? Like,
Yeah.
how do you know?
Yeah, and obviously it can look very different from a person to person basis, depending on who that person is, what that person has done, that kind of thing. But even then, I hate the term cancel culture. I would just rather, like, also, as we've seen, it doesn't really work on big celebrities or big names or anything.
Yeah,
you know,
it
you can
doesn't.
have
There would be no Jake Paul anymore.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
Lord.
people talk, like content creators literally make jokes about, like, oh, I wonder when my first scandal will be, or like I wonder if that's going to be my next scandal and stuff like that. And it's just like it doesn't mean anything at that point.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
they'll do something. They're like, "Oop, I think that's my next scandal." I'm like, "Are you serious? How about you just don't do dumb shit?
Yeah,
Just stop
like,
it."
yeah, exactly. Like at one point, I do feel kind of bad for some content creators because everything they do is scrutinized to the point of like being problematic. But on the other hand, like other content creators who deserve to not have a platform still have the platform and are still making millions of dollars. And it's just like, well, then what's the point? Like, why? Like, there's so many, rightfully angry people, but there's never going to be anything done about it because people are not going to stop watching that person and supporting them.
Well, unless you're Jeffree Star, and then you get your
Don't say the name.
product lines canceled on you.
Well, no,
Boy.
I mean
He's
his
still a multi-millionaire. Like that's
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
product line.
well, no, his cosmetics are his own.
Yeah,
Morphe, it just isn't associated with him anymore.
yeah.
But
Which-
that's like really,
yeah.
and that was like a big statement on Morphe's part.
Yeah.
But as far as Jeffree Star, like he's still multi-millionaire. He's still making lots of money, and people are still defending him on Twitter. So,
Well, the
Yeah.
only
Still got
thing
millions of subscribers.
the only thing that's
Yeah.
hurting him right now, though, is a lot of his money is tied up, so he doesn't actually have liquid funds. He doesn't actually have the cash. He's worth so much, and he has so much money invested, but he doesn't actually have the turnaround yet. So, like, yeah, he may have a home that he's paid off. He's got cars. He's got, you name it, but he hasn't had a return on his products yet because all his money is tied up into it. So, losing a
But
big
he still has
distributor
money.
like Morphe actually does hurt him a little bit.
And the collab products
And
too.
the collab products, yes.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
went on like heavy discount. And they were like, "Yep, once these are gone, not making any more."
And
It's
I
like,
think that's one of the examples of like quote unquote cancel culture actually accomplishing something.
actually doing something. Yeah,
But that was like the 10 millionth time he was canceled over the same. Like, how
Yep.
many different times have you had to see black people be like, "Hey, Jeffree Star has a history of violent racism. Please stop supporting him." And like finally, this June, people were like, "Okay, I guess."
all right.
I guess
it
I
was
can
a
find.
really-
I guess I can find something else that might look pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was really only because Morphe itself was being attacked by people, or not attacked, but like called out by people
Yeah.
saying like, "Hey, you should stop supporting this person." And only really the fact that Morphe itself decided to cut ties, like that was really because people were holding Morphe accountable, and that was the only reason anything really was changed, I think. So.
We don't often see that separation after they've been so close and work so so hard together on things. It's hard. You don't usually see those kind of partnerships kind of
Yeah.
break up like that. At least not in like a public, like it's on Twitter kind of thing. It probably happens all the time in like big businesses in their big boardrooms with the men in their suits and all that stuff. But as far as it being
I think-
public,
I think the Jeffree Star situation like fascinated me so much because like I don't watch Jeffree or Shane, but when that whole situation like happened, I was so intrigued by the fact that people were so quick to throw Shane literally off the internet and demonetize all of his content, but Jeffree
yeah.
survived. And I don't know, like the whole situation just played out in a way that was very strange, you know?
Yeah, it is kind of. It's like they demonetized Shane, but not Jeffrey when they were both kind of doing
the main thing
similar
with Shane
things.
was that he got a lot of blowback from Will and Jada Smith, though. That's the big thing.
Well, I think maybe because
if Jeffree Star had big blowback from Will and Jada, I think it would have been a lot worse for him. But it was just the fact that Will and Jada had focused so hard, and Jaden had focused so hard on their comments. Which now, I'm not saying that it was deserved or not deserved. I'm just stating that it was just so focused on them that the monetization was like, we need to focus on Will Smith because he's got money.
Well,
and we need to back off because of his huge star power.
I just had a thought. So, like, obviously, Jeffrey is a huge creator on YouTube, but he hasn't worked with them and gone to, like, the convention stuff like Shane has. So maybe... So it's like... Jeffrey was, like, obviously he's on YouTube, but he was so involved with Morphe, so they broke off that partnership. But Shane was so involved with YouTube, like, going to the VidCons and, being in other creators' series and that made for YouTube. So maybe that's kind of why they were like, that is the company that if there was going to be a divide, it would be YouTube and Shane. Because Jeffrey, like, he's huge. And they can kind of do, you mentioned weed, so, like, we'll take away some of the money or whatever. But he was never like, I'm going to VidCon, wearing YouTube merch, YouTube. He was like, makeup. Here's my brand. Here's Morphe, blah, blah, blah. And then he was working with other YouTubers. So I think that might be it. Of course, there's probably lots more paperwork and behind the scenes stuff, but
bare bones.
Yeah, but YouTube is a business. Google is a business. So, and Shane was involved, wasn't just a creator on the platform, but he was involved with the business, talking to the people. So that's kind of...
There's also the fact that, like, all of the controversial and problematic content was created on YouTube in Shane's case, whereas in Jeffrey's case, a lot of the stuff that he did that was really horrible was not on YouTube. It was just in his life outside of YouTube.
Yeah, you could find it on YouTube now, but it was not filmed to be on YouTube.
MySpace and shit.
Yeah, the MySpace days.
So
yeah, I feel it's... You look back, like, I followed Shane and Jeffrey for a while, and it's... I enjoyed their content so much. I bought the Conspiracy Palette and stuff, and I was like, I can't take back being entertained by them. I can't take back all the happiness. I can't take back my money for the makeup. Like, I'm not gonna be the, like, when, like, James went through his first scandal, people were, like, smashing his Morphe palette. I'm like, you paid money for that.
You already gave him money for
like, it's already in the bank.
Here's what you do. Just don't give him more.
And I was like, I was looking at I got 3 of the lipsticks, the mini palettes, the original one, and the Conspiracy palette. I was looking at them. I was like, you know what? I'm never going to buy from either of them ever again. I'm going to unfollow them, all that. But I paid good money for this.
Well, and I don't think it's, like, the individual person's responsibility to be like, the people that I used to support were horrible people, so I must brunt, the responsibility.
I'm going to smash their stuff with a hammer. It's like, no, you don't.
Labor. It's not your fault.
Yeah. Like, and I started watching Shane when he was doing, like, the shorter, like, food videos, like trying weird combinations or trying kid Lunchables, and, well, they're made for kids. I started watching him during that, and I actually started watching him because he was friends with Jenna. And I told Matt this many times. I was like, if she thinks he's a good person and enjoys him, then must be okay. But that's not on Jenna at all. Like, not even 1/2 of any percent at all. But it's it just sucks.
So, speaking of Jenna, let's move into happier territories, because we can harp on cancel culture for a while, but let's bring this back up to a happier point.
Well, we actually talked about some...
absolutely, yeah.
I didn't have to actually say, so let's talk about this. We just sort of went into it.
Oh, yeah.
But you want to... Let's see. So, let's see. What's next? Oh, my goodness.
I also
Best-
just wanted to say that that's probably a lot of the reason why Jenna took the break as well, because a lot of her, old friends were being exposed for these horrible things, and she was probably very conflicted on, like, because she knows those people personally. They're not just content creators.
Yeah,
to
like
her.
they've been in her house.
And if she stayed on, it would be a constant barrage of what do you think? What do you think of this? What do you
Well,
think
that
of
was
this? What do you
happening
think
with
of this
people
person?
anyway. Like there
Yeah.
are other friends and family that were posting on any place where like, well, why aren't you canceling this person? Or
when you start losing the balance of what do you think of and the other side being we love you, here's an idea. When that starts tilting in the opposite direction of what it normally is, that's normally time to take a break anyway.
yeah. And she's doing that. I hope she's leisuring all the time.
She's in that leisure suit every day.
She's got the
In that
money to
leisure
do
suit. In her MeUndies onesies. Oh man, I've yet to buy a product from them, but someday I will.
They're expensive though.
Yeah, they are kind of expensive, but you know.
But with code Jenna Julian, you can
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah. Be cool if they kept the code going, just like, yeah, you can keep the code forever. But so
I think that some of the codes will remain because, like, the sponsorships they had with Twitch, Julian still does Twitch, so those will
Yeah.
obviously remain. They'll just probably be Julian instead of Jenna Julian. But the ones they had with just the podcast, I think those are gone.
oh no. Oh no. But hey, get that coin, boy. On your Twitch. So
Coin Campbell.
So what? Let's see. It feels unnatural to like bring up something from the list, but what are some, like, if you had to pick like a favorite Jenna moments from any platform, Twitch, YouTube, Julian's vlogs, like what would you be like? I love that moment like the most.
I definitely loved a lot of watching her on Twitch, which is, I'm so sad that she left Twitch because she wasn't on it all that much, but like she would just come on and do the randomest things and like show off the dogs or show off her dress with pockets. I also really liked Gamer Girl Jenna. I loved watching her play like playthroughs of things. So I think that
The entirety of the face full of rhinestones video.
oh yeah.
Oh my
favorite-
gosh.
My favorite thing in the entire world. And like Elle has heard me talk about it way too much.
Oh, she
But-
went through so much pain with that.
When she put that big one near her eye,
Oh.
and then she went, "Oh no!" and then
Sorry.
Jillian was like, "You can't laugh."
There's just like something about that entire video where the vibe, like I've said this on the podcast before, but like the entire era from like 2015 to 2017 was a very specific type of Jenna, and a Jenna that I really appreciate. And like, I don't know,
Yeah.
I think the energy of that video is exactly the kind of energy that I love to have on the internet.
Yeah, that one moment is one of my favorites. It's just for some reason when he said you can't laugh, I
And
don't
then
know.
she's like crying, trying not to laugh.
Yeah, I don't know. I know why.
She's
it
like,
re-
"You can't laugh," and
It-
he's laughing at her.
It reminds me of my favorite Julian moment, just because of how hard you were laughing at it and how hard I was laughing at it. When he was playing that video game, that cooking video game,
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and the kitchen exploded.
that whole
No!
that whole video had me in freaking tears, dude. It was the most random shit. He was like, and it was like, it looked like a cool game, but he was like, the microwave
It was
door
a
came
beta
off.
test for a game that they hadn't come
Yeah,
out yet,
yeah.
for a Gordon Ramsay game.
Oh yeah, the Gordon Ramsay game, and he kept setting shit on fire, and he broke the microwave, and he was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna put this over here." Okay, yeet. Oh my god, I was
How
crying
long ago
laughing.
was this?
That was, I don't know. I'd have to.
It was last year.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't
game
that. It wasn't too long ago. It was within the past year. But he was just sitting there playing a Gordon Ramsay. It was a beta test for the game. It hasn't been put out in stores or downloads or anything yet. He was testing it, and when he did, just the whole
Cooking
place,
simulator.
cooking simulator. Yeah,
Julian plays Cooking Simulator.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's on his. It's on Julian too. the channel that's now named Julian too. It's 8 minutes and 46 seconds, and you will laugh the whole time.
It's the best video I've seen him
really
do.
funny.
That's my favorite Julian moment was when the
then
whole
he sets
thing
the whole thing off.
explodes. And it surprised him, so he does that nervous scream. Oh!
The dad noises.
Yeah.
So many dad noises.
Okay, so
It looked like a fun game, but he was just like throwing stuff. He was like leaving the salt on the floor and stuff.
we've got
was so funny.
one more question before we're going to go into our little.
I guess that
last
was the
of a
top
segment.
Julian moment too.
Well, yeah, but it just reminded me of that. But before we go into our last segment of our little show here, I'm sure you've heard people say Coke or Pepsi, Pringles or Lay's, stuff like that. Beatles versus Stones.
How many times are you going to mention that
I
during?
know. But my question to you all is, to you three, Jenna or Julian?
Oh, Grace.
I told him it wasn't fair.
Oh, Grace.
This is what I
You
live
asked a
for.
mother to pick between her two children.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I would say it depends on what I'm assuming you're talking about whether I would prefer to watch Jenna or Julian.
Yes.
And
this is nothing saying anything negative about either one if you say one over the other.
if I'm in the mood to watch something to like make me feel better, it's gonna be Julian. If I'm in the mood to like, I don't know, just have something on and like also just enjoy good vibes, it's gonna be Jenna.
Fair enough.
Yes. I think. Oh, Grace. I think like. I don't know. I did make a playlist of like 700 of their videos in,
Yeah, I know.
in chronological order.
Wow.
That's dedication, dude.
It was all the videos that strongly featured or were mostly about the dogs. And I watched them in chronological order, and I did find that I think as far as like just watching a YouTube video, I think I actually liked Julian's videos like better. Because I really like his editing style, but Jenna's videos are like for when you just need a good time, when you need an internet hug.
Aw. Again, fair enough. All right.
Keep hitting my mic stand.
It's the Aries energy.
Well, it's on the floor and then well, it's not. It's one that it stands on the floor and then goes up and then over the table, and I always hit it. I mean, I love both of them, but I mean, I've watched Jenna for literally 10 years, so I think I'm just wired to be a little more biased towards Jenna. But if Julian is doing his commentary in the back or is featured in the video, then I think it makes it even better. I think there was, I can't remember what it was, but I think it was where they were reacting to the, like, an edit or something of themselves, and Julian said something, and she was like, I didn't even know you said that. So she says, sometimes you just say stuff and I'm just like, block it out, because it's like, because I'm trying to do something.
Oh, I can so relate to that whenever I talk to him.
He was like saying jokes. I'm like, so you only hear maybe half of what he says.
That's what you do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's.
I think like content-wise, I do, because the types of videos I really enjoy watching is I like to bake, and I also like video games. So like I really love like Twitch streamers and stuff because I like watching gameplay. But I think as far as like content-wise, like Julian probably aligns more with like what I'm. But I think that's also the reason why. Like it's so like my attachment to Jenna is so interesting because and why I love her so much, because she can take things that like I as a person would never ever do or enjoy doing, because I am not a crafty person. I'm not an arts person. I hate, like, I'm not good at it. I don't like doing it, and I usually would not like watching it on YouTube. I don't really like makeup tutorials, that kind of thing. But yet, for some reason, I always come back to Jenna and her Ratchet Salon and, like, all the stuff that's going on, So, I don't know. I think it's also just Jenna as a person just does things that it makes the things that I really don't care that much about into an enjoyable experience.
Yeah, or something you'd never do, like making a jeans chair. with staples.
Yeah.
Oh,
Plus, they're just goofy.
oh
Yeah.
And who doesn't like it?
And it's like, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with following like a formula, like, tutorial Monday, review Thursday. Like, there's nothing wrong with like organizing yourself like that if that's what you need to do as a creator. But like, the only really set thing she had was like the day or 2 days she would release. But, the content, you never knew what she was going to do. It's like, what 5-minute craft video did she watch? What thing did she see? Oh, did she see that thing that she got tagged in like 2,000 times? Like, what is she going to do this week?
Bald cap full of eyelashes.
Oh my gosh, yes. I was going to mention that with the with like the empty space at the top. Oh my gosh. Or the hot glue crafts. It's like,
Oh man, that video is really chaotic energy.
she tried on the flip-flops and she was like, these feel terrible. Like, yeah, I can see how that would be terrible. I also love the one of my favorite videos is the pancake art challenge. Did you guys ever watch that one?
I love that video.
That one's a good
I
one.
don't think I've ever seen that one.
It's a good one.
Man. It's so good.
They were inspired. It was, I think a lot of people were doing pancake art at that time, but
They were inspired by Boyfriend versus Girlfriend.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know why I wanted to say Tyler Oakley. I don't know why his name came to my brain, but yeah, they did that, and it was funny because they had to have like the lights and the camera so close to them so they couldn't like move very much.
Yeah.
So they had this hot ass light behind him and the stove in front of him. It was pretty
And Julian
iconic.
kept making the Chef Jenna jokes. Chef Jenna from J&J's Kitchen.
J&J Kitchen. I love their homey videos too, where they just like.
Yeah.
I already mentioned I like the homey videos, but yeah,
Where they just exist.
where they just exist and just do homey
Like
things.
marbles at bedtime.
Oh, marbles at bedtime.
I love that video. A freaking classic.
Oh, he doesn't think, but he likes bed.
He just wants children.
He just wants
Yeah.
mommy.
One of the top comments in that video is like, Chihuahuas only bond to like one person in their life, and it's very rare for them to bond to another person. And like, that was the moment that they knew that like he had accepted Julian.
Because he was like, he wanted his attention. He was like, pay attention to me,
Yeah, he needed it. Yeah.
love me.
Has bonded with father.
Father,
Will now never leave him alone.
Aw.
never again.
Will pretend I need your love at all times.
All right, we've got one more little segment, and then we're gonna call it an evening.
All right.
Explain it quickly.
Yes, we have we do what's called the DSP-12, which stands for Deadpan
Studio.
Dead Studio.
That was a dead studio.
Yeah, Deadpan Studio Podcast 12. It's a set of 12 questions we ask everybody who's on here. And I took this from Inside the Actor Studio, hosted by a gentleman who passed away last year, Mr. James Lipton. And he would have celebrities, producers all on his show, and they would talk like we have. And then at the end, he would ask a certain set of questions. Well, I've kept a couple of his just as, like I said before, an homage. I'm not stealing it. It's an homage.
Homage.
And so we're going to ask the both of you these questions.
Do I have
And
the list?
they start out real easy, but then the last few are a little more introspective. So, Kat, would you like to begin?
It's nothing
Since
like-
she wanted to do this.
Oh.
She wanted to do it for tonight. So,
Yeah. These are my people.
that's right. No,
Yeah. There's nothing like.
I'm enjoying my time too.
Yeah. There's nothing like math questions.
No,
It's stupid. No. It's just okay. Question.
How about we do this?
Wait, no, hold on.
The person who answers first
Oh,
and
we're-
second. Okay, so we'll
What?
so they're not speaking over each other answering.
Oh,
Yeah. So how about Elle? You go first, and excuse me. Ooh, I got choked.
okay. How about I'll ask the question of.
I need something to drink.
Well, then get a drink, boy. I almost made him choke on the drink. I was also doing a sassy hand at him, so
Elle first, Tawnie second.
yeah, and I'll do.
Now that I can talk without dying.
Yeah, and I'm not asking all 12 to Elle and then to Tawnie. It's Elle.
Oh, okay.
You answer,
Elle, Tawnie,
and then yeah. Elle, Tawnie,
Yeah,
Elle,
just
Tawnie.
because that's
That
alphabetical
sounds
order.
good. Oh, it is.
Well,
Yeah.
science.
Got a better name next time.
Tawnie. God.
I'm dropping the T now. I'm just going to be Ani.
I knew,
Oh man.
Oh.
you were probably trying to remember my name or something like that.
No, I got choked.
No, he was
It's
actually
okay.
joking.
Okay.
Because I made him laugh.
Well, I talk all day at my day job, so we've been going for an hour and 22 minutes. My voice starts getting a little rough, so.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, question 1.
Question. I'm going to do it. No, I'm going to do it in the way that they say the number sometimes.
Okay.
Number 1. Burger King. No. What is your favorite word?
Oh God. Oh Grace. Oh Grace. Let me
Oh,
think.
Grace.
Oh God. I can't think of a single word. Jesus
I think
Christ.
Grace is a good one to go with,
Yeah,
because
let's
I
go
enjoy
with
that.
Oh Grace.
Ceramit.
That's
Mine's porcupine.
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 a good one.
That was a nice word.
I like
That's a
that.
nice word.
It was just the first one that came to mind, and I like that word.
It's fun to say.
That's a nice word.
I can't tell who just talked. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Question 2.
No, wait, it's from
Number 2.
question number 2. What is your least favorite word?
Ooh. Ooh. Oh God, the word jaguar. Ever since I was little, I have no idea why. But every time I hear it, I get a headache, and I just see static.
Oh no.
I cannot stand that word. I don't know why. Jaguar. Ugh.
Maybe one killed you in a past life or something.
I was literally gonna say, I think so. I think I was eaten by a jaguar in my past life.
She doesn't even like the cars.
No, God, I got in an accident with one once too. Maybe that has something to do with it.
There it is.
Oh,
There it is. I made the
psychology.
connection.
Tawnie, what about you?
Mine's orange.
Orange.
Oh, ew, that is a bad word.
Wow.
I like it.
I'm sort of surprised nobody said moist.
You can't rhyme it. Well, I mean, that's
I
a
kinda
given.
Moist. Ugh.
I like that.
I wasn't even thinking about that word.
Only if it describes cake.
Yes, that's the only time it's good.
Don't want dry cake.
When the moisture hits.
Oh no.
Oof.
Oh no.
Oh
We all
no.
didn't nobody like that.
Oh,
No one enjoyed that.
that sent shivers down the small of my back.
Oh,
Oof.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
moist.
Okay, now we're gonna stop saying that word. Stop it.
Actually, you can't. You got me started. I will not be able to get stopped.
Okay, now hang up real quick.
No.
Kidding, I'm kidding.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
I can't hear you anymore.
Interview's over.
Interviews, bye. Number 3. What is your favorite part of the day?
Ooh, I like nighttime.
Me too.
Like 3 a.m., the witching hour. That's my time of the day.
Nice.
As much as I enjoy nighttime, my favorite part of the day is when the sun is just beginning to come up. It's not quite sunrise yet, but like the sky is lightening and you can tell the sun's about to peek over the horizon. That's my favorite
Oh
part.
yeah,
part
there's
of the day.
there's just like an essence of calm there.
Yeah, I guess it technically is dawn, but like it's before you can see the sun. So
Mm. I like pictures of that time of day.
or it's like it's still dark, but like the sky is just light enough you
Yeah.
can see like that kind of part of the day. I see that part of the day because I have to get up really early for my job, and I'm usually driving when it's like that part of the day. So I'm like, I really enjoy it. It's very peaceful.
Yeah, might as well enjoy it. Okay. What? Number 3. Okay. Number 4. Wait, you're not both answering.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Oh, I blacked out. No.
I'm sorry, my sister tried to call me.
No, sister. Bad time.
No, Morgan.
What sound or noise do you love?
Ooh, I love the sound of thunderstorms. And my sister texted me, go away. Anyways,
Go away, sister.
I like Go away. I like the sound of thunderstorms. And also, I like when Marbles makes his little frustrated snorts.
Oh my gosh. Little guy.
I like the sound of like ocean, of like either the ocean or like waves, you know.
Those are both good.
And I also really like the sound of birds chirping really early in the morning.
Oh. They're happy.
Chirp, chirp.
Chirping, not screeching.
Yeah,
I
that's
grew
a
up-
toddler.
I grew up like out in the country, you know, so like
So they're like used
you
to
know,
it, yeah.
really used to that sort of noise, and you really miss it. You notice the absence when I'm back like in the city.
Because they're more peaceful out there instead of like
yeah.
frightened. So, on the opposite side of that, what sound or noise do you hate? Like
Is
grinding.
it cliche to say nails on a chalkboard? Because I really can't fucking stand that sound.
Any sound like that, it's like fucking awful. I'm like, oh.
Little screeches.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple TikTok audios that just get stuck in my head and I hate them. It's just like, but it's never ones that are like normal. It's ones that are like people, like just loud noises that are just annoying. So it's really just loud noises.
I really hate ASMR. I can't stand it. Like any type of ASMR, I just hate it so much. I like my body has like a physical reaction to it, and I just can't.
Wow.
It's like the opposite of the good feelings people get.
Yeah, I like cringe. Like my whole body like cringes inward, and I like it. It's horrible.
That's understandable. It's kind of like some people like cilantro and other people say it tastes like soap. And it's like so divided. You either love it or you hate it.
Speaking of
Um,
something like cilantro, smells good or bad to people.
No, taste.
Well, yeah, you can still smell it too. Some people love
He's
it. some
just
people hate
segueing
it.
very badly into the next question. What smell brings you joy?
Oh, there's this like, I have no idea how to describe it, but I smelled it the other day, and it's like I don't know what it smells like, but it smells like a type of perfume I had when I was 12, and it reminds me of before I was depressed. So like,
Aw.
I smell. It was like a soap I used earlier today, like right before we had this conversation. So that popped in my head.
Huh,
I like that smell.
nostalgic
Tawnie?
smell.
I have two favorite smells, and one of them is like outside right after someone has mowed the lawn.
Oh yeah.
And then also the smell that you get right after it rains and it's like still wet outside.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, those are both good.
Yeah.
Both outdoorsy smells.
Yeah. I like those.
Now, on the flip side, what smell is disgusting to you?
Smell whatever Kermit smells like.
Whatever his nasty is.
I just know that bitch smells bad.
You know that boy be stinky.
You know that boy is stinky though.
Probably a turkey farm.
What?
It's very
You-
specific.
It's a very specific smell.
Yeah, I can imagine it is.
Well, I've been on a number of farms over my lifetime. I think I get the idea of what you're thinking. There is a bad scent. Just no matter where you go, it just permeates the whole
It's
land.
just there.
The reason like turkey farm in particular is the turkeys are they stink. Like I don't think people talk about this enough. They're just so smelly. And like we used to pass one on my way to school every day when I was in middle school, and every day I would smell it and just hate myself.
Oh no. Smell something bad on the way to school. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Me and the boys driving by the turkey farm on the way to school. Y'all want anything?
Y'all want a turkey?
Mom, I'm hungry. We're driving by turkey farm. I'm not hungry no more.
Not hungry.
Come get y'all juice.
Come get
I
y'all.
just realized how like country all my answers have been.
This is totally okay.
Midwest.
Midways.
Midwest.
Midways.
Missouri.
Missouri.
Love that here.
It's
Love
like
that here in the Boot Hill, Missouri.
it's like It's like one of the big cities here we have is some people call it Louisville, other people call it Louisville.
Or Louisville.
Louisville.
There's literally, there might be more than one, but at least one of the times I went there, we were driving like straight towards like a welcome center thing. And, you know, we go in and get some pamphlets and whatever about information. And they literally had a neon sign for every pronunciation of the city. It was like Louisville and Lovell and Louisville and Louisville. I was like,
well, that's the funny part too. Is like most Missourians would hate you if you said Missouri as well. It's just in some very specific parts of the South. I don't know why.
You all be saying Missouri.
Missouri.
I know. We really, and washcloth.
Washcloth?
Washcloth.
My family, my mom's side of the family says it like that, so I just always said it like that.
washcloth. Washcloth.
Spell that for me. W-O-R-S-H. Warsh.
Washcloth.
Washcloth. For your face. For the washing. So,
Question number 8.
oh, by the way, the question number 8, like the way you guys were saying that, I think I know what videos or what person you guys are talking about, because
Thank God.
like I was on Facebook and like the topics were kind of interesting and the videos are interesting, but then I watched, I don't know, maybe over the course of a couple days, watched maybe 8 of his videos, 9 of them, and then I was like, I can't stand your voice anymore. Which is a shame because I kind of liked your content, but I just can't because he talks like that through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
The
what
whole
if
goddamn thing.
you were just like, question number 8, okay, in 1950 this UFO happened. I'm like, if you can just talk normal through the whole video.
Can you imagine him talking to his significant other? Honey, can you hand me a washcloth?
For the dishes.
Can we go to Missouri?
No, 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 no. No, no, no,
You
no,
put
no.
that sentence back in your mouth.
Back in your mouth. Right back in it.
You know, somewhere Jenna just went, something wonderful just happened.
She can sense it.
She
Yeah.
knows. The
Yeah.
Dink fam is like the
Spidey
force.
sense.
Yeah.
So question number 8. What other hobby or profession would you guys like to try?
Since, you know,
Like other
podcasting is a
And,
new
like-
hobby, that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Hobby or profession? I don't know that I would like to try. I am currently learning how to throw knives, and I want to get better at it.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
It's really fun. I also bought some swords. This was a coronavirus induced. I thought the world was ending. Like, I need
Gotta learn to throw knives.
swords
Oh my
and
god.
some knives, and I bought some.
Went medieval on us.
We have axe throwing bars around us.
Are there more than one?
Yes.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
You get drunk
Mine-
and throw axes.
Well,
What
in
could
my
go wrong?
in my brain, you have to do the axe throwing before you drink.
No.
No, okay.
you
There's
do
probably
it
a
at the
limit,
same
though. I
time.
mean, there can't not be a limit.
Yeah, like 3
No.
axes at a turn.
I meant the alcohol
I know.
before the sharp
know.
object. Okay, all right. It's
I'm a
One
troll
thought is
sometimes. I can't help it.
Interesting is the knife throwing, but I really, over quarantine, I really got back into a hobby that I really love but don't have enough time for, which is baking. I really love baking, and I'm semi-decent at it, I think, and I love baking shows too, so
The Great British Baking Show is awesome.
I love the Great British Baking Show. I binged all the seasons over quarantine.
Queen shit.
It's a solid show.
Partially because one of my close friends in college, she's from England, and introduced me to the show, and we watched it together over quarantine.
Watch the baking show of my people, friend.
With Paul Hollywood.
Paul Hollywood.
With full Hollywood.
And Mary Berry.
Well,
and
not anymore.
crew.
Well, not anymore, but for a good while.
I actually watched it backwards, so I watched the seasons with Prue first,
Oh wow.
and then I went back and watched the ones with Mary Berry. But I love both of them. I just have more of an attachment to Prue because I watched her first.
I tell you what, Mary Berry, I have to give her mad props because I have never seen somebody with such mad baking skills with one hand, because she's got arthritis horribly bad where she can't open one of her hands. She can do all her amazing stuff one-handed. Big ups to Mary Berry.
Go Mary Berry.
Yeah. I do love the way that Prue can handle Paul in the show, though. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna like to have her on for as long as the others. He likes to kind of run the roost. He's like the big rooster in the hen house, and now
Want to be in charge.
And now he's got somebody that's kind of standing up to him, and I don't think he likes it very well.
Yeah, I think they get along well, though. I like their dynamic, though.
Oh yeah,
quite a bit.
They're probably joking when they're not filming.
Probably.
Or ignoring each other.
Question number 9. This is my favorite one.
Okay, then you can ask it.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you already said question number 9, so.
I don't know. It's fun to say it like that.
Blame them.
Okay, question number 9. What's your favorite curse word?
Oh. I really like stupid bitch. I really like calling people that. Just because I think it hits home. It hurts for some people for some reason.
Hurts them deep.
But then there's so much versatility to the word fuck, so it's between stupid bitch and fuck.
Or a fucking
Solid.
stupid bitch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Real mad.
Maybe. She can be up for consideration.
We will consider her. Thank
Or
you.
if you want to go in old English, you stupid bitch fuck.
Yeah.
Hashtag old English.
What about you?
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I think the funniest one is shit fuck.
Kermit's a shit fuck.
It's just like the cadence when people say it is usually so exasperated or like done with the world.
Yeah,
it really gets me.
That's true. That's a good one.
Shit fuck.
Shit fuck. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this really applies to you guys since you now have a podcast. So number 10.
Okay, we kind of have to state that the obvious is not an option.
Okay.
Okay.
So when you hear the question, you'll understand.
I thought this was like a dream scenario.
It is, but
okay. Well, you can each give 2 answers if you want to this one. So number 10. If you could interview any famous person, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh, I want to interview, who is it? That man in I forget what his name is. He's a historical figure that I think like Dracula's based on. That
Bram Stoker?
No. So maybe it's not who Dracula's based on. But I just remembered that, I think it's, God, what was his name? Never mind. Let me think about it. Tawnie, you go first.
Any famous person, living or dead?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Aaron Hansen.
Oh.
I think. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
I do not.
I actually knew him from his. He used to be an animator years ago, and he's on YouTube now, but he's a comedian, and I started watching him on YouTube regularly a couple years ago, and he's just one of the funniest people on the entire planet, and I really enjoy listening to him speak. So,
well, I need to check that out.
Elle, back to you.
I'm still Googling the person.
Googling, give her a minute.
I guess I'll make my answer a little longer, so I'll have time to Google. I don't know what else to say, but his main presence on the internet, he's one of the co-hosts of Game Grumps, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I just really enjoy Aaron Hansen as a person on all of his many activities that he does. So
I could tell mine, and it would
I
actually.
want to interview.
Who?
I think I figured it out.
Who is it?
Okay. I want to find the first human being that took the juice that came out of a cow and was like, hey guys, what if we do this?
Hey, what do we think of this? Dude, I do that.
I don't know what the thought process was.
I do that all the time with weird stuff. I'm like, who was the first person that was like, hey, let's eat that? Or let's drink that. Like, what's going to happen if I crack open this hard thing and then eat what's inside? Like,
Look, I get a little more academic. I go, who was the first person to go, well, look at this seed that fell out of this tree. What if I bury it and see what grows? Who was the first person to think that?
to like grow another tree. They're like, there's one tree. Let's grow another.
I think the funniest thing in the world to me is the fact that we just like, we all drink like cow milk, like it's no big deal, and yet people are so grossed out by human breast milk.
Stupid.
You know?
It's all for the babies.
Like, I don't know. It's so weird to me.
You'll
That is
drink
weird.
cow titty juice, but human titty juice is too far. Fine.
It's like, it's from a person.
Like, people just think it's gross in general. If, you know.
That's cannibalism. Person.
But it's made for the babies.
Fucking babies that eat baby food. Don't even have teeth. Don't even need a Kit Kat.
Need milk,
Stupid
mother.
smell.
Give me milk.
Give me milk. We'll cry until you give basic
Cry.
needs.
Need to and grow.
Letting a baby cry is good. It helps them and grow.
It will not grow unless you let it cry into the air.
The servant voice. Yes.
Tawnie's serenade voice is kind of off the charts.
It is. It's a 10 out of 10 chef kiss. Mwah.
The vibes are immaculate.
My sister like made me do it all the time for like a long time, so I just did it all the time.
And now you're fantastic at it.
That's Tawnie's sister.
Yeah, thanks, Danny, wherever you are.
Shout out, Danny.
All
So,
right.
number-
Question 11.
11. I want to say it in the funny way again.
Okay.
Question 11.
Oh, that sounds like this
Oh,
should
wait.
get attached to an 800 number.
Wait, no,
900,
I didn't do it
800
right.
number.
Question number 11.
There you go.
If you could have dinner or any meal, I guess, with anyone of your choosing, living or dead, who would it be?
Doesn't have to be famous.
Yeah.
Oh. Dinner. Like, what are we... You know what? I would say for that, Jenna and Julian, because I want to see what the fuck they eat with a gluten-free vegan diet. I just know their meals taste like shit. I want to try that.
Make me that pad thai, Julian. I want to see.
Give me that vegan bread. that
And it better
tastes
taste like pad
burger.
thai and not sad thai, okay?
Sad thai.
Not to get emotional or real or anything, but my grandpa, probably.
Oh,
That's a good
Aw.
one.
yeah, that's a good
Hey,
one.
Grandpa.
Yeah,
I mean, he passed away when I was like 10 years old,
but still.
so,
Yeah.
you know, but like I have, you know, very distinct memories of him, so
Yeah.
I'd like
Yeah.
to talk to him again. I want to know what he would think of me as a person, like now. Like, I know my grandpa would love me, but do you think he would respect me?
Would he understand
I
Twitter?
know you have to love me, but
Do you get
Hey,
me?
Look, obviously some of my choices were questionable, but can you look past those for a minute? Just give me your biased "I'm your favorite grandchild" answer.
Be very biased right now.
Just come on, Grandpa.
All right. We are on the last question. Why am I holding these other papers? I don't need those.
Now this last question is completely hypothetical. It is the one question I took completely from inside the actor studio, so it's just
Stolen.
I took it. It was his very last question, so I just decided to make it our very last question.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I'll ask it, I guess.
go ahead.
Number 12. Hypothetically, if heaven exists, what would you like God to say to you when you arrive at the pearly gates? Hypothetically.
Oh God.
We've had some funny answers, so.
What's crack-a-lackin'?
I know that, like, I don't know. Like, I know Elle's gonna have, like, the funny answers. I don't know. I actually, like, I don't know. I believe in God in heaven and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I guess just, like, welcome home.
There you go. That's a good one.
Cute.
Yeah.
Solid.
I kind of verge on two things. Either
What was the sigh? What?
yeah, just kind of shaking his head.
Oh, shaking it. Oh, he's
Yeah,
sighing
but
at you.
He's sighing at me.
He's like, oh, here's this guy.
This fucking guy.
Yeah.
Fucking guy.
This guy right here. I don't know how you got past security, but here's this guy.
Past security.
And due to obviously the new movie coming out this week, Bill and Ted be excellent to each other and party on.
No, you wouldn't want him to say that.
Yes, I would.
It's hypothetical, so yeah, that would be.
And if he went into straight air guitar shredding, would be amazing.
I don't think, but you know.
God knows how to shred.
That's right.
You know, probably. He's been watching us. He's learned all the skills.
Oh, he'd look over St. Peter and have St. Peter do the shred.
No God of mine doesn't know how to shred a guitar.
Have you guys heard the new theory that Jesus is a trans man?
I love that for him.
Because he didn't have a dad, so there's no way for him to inherit the Y chromosome.
Oh, wow.
So.
Oh, hello.
Interesting.
I love that.
He's
Jesus
also
was
not
trans.
white, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh
He is
my
not
god.
white.
That was taboo. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Eastern? God, he was born in the Middle East. That's not
Seriously.
a white man.
It's
Yeah,
not-
very, very close to Egypt, so he's obviously very dark-skinned.
Yeah. Because, you know, geography. Like,
Yeah.
hello? Hello?
Hello?
That's one of the things
Literally,
I say all the time is
yeah.
hello?
I like blur.
Well, I say it in the way Jenna does. I pull one of Jenna's faces, you know, when Julianne will catch her, I'm trying to think of it was in one of his vlogs, he went into their podcast room in the old house and he found all the glue sticks from her hot glue craft video.
Oh, yeah.
And he came into the living room and was like, Jenna, what's this? And she was making that face where it's like her eyes go wide and she's kind of doing her lip out. And she's like,
Yeah, I know the one.
I do that face to him all the
She
time.
does. She
I'm
does.
just like, he's like, babe. I'm like, making that face. I'm like, what?
I call it
What?
Jenna's little shit face.
It's like, I didn't do it.
That's definitely what that
What?
is.
Because one time Julian was like, when you do that face, you're like such a shit.
Such a shit.
You're such a shit.
Such a shit.
And on that note, I think we're going to bring this interview to a wonderfully and just it's been a fun time. Just we're going to bring this to a close.
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
Okay. I think to really close it out, no, we're gonna like record an outro later. But I think on the count of 5, all 3 of us should give it our best and loudest hell yeah to close the podcast.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah! All right.
On 3.
Mine
No.
can't be loud because I have people in the house.
Oh no,
Okay.
that's fine.
Well,
Well, then just your best.
just your
Okay.
best tone.
How about everybody at a normal conversating level say it?
Okay. And we're not gonna stop immediately recording. Like you don't have to hang up right after. But
No.
okay.
Bye.
And then bye. All right.
Goodbye. Good riddance.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh hell yeah!
That was nice. Good job, guys.
What's it?
That was awesome.
I had a really fun time. Thank you for having us.
Well, thank you both so much for being on here with us. We've had a good time. We've had a really good time. And this is on, for this show, Deadpan Studio Presents, you all have officially made it the longest interview that we've had on this show.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, actually, that's the longest interview we've done, period. But the longest show we've actually done is about 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did we break that into 2 parts?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. But we were like playing a game and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But as far as guests go.
Yeah, we were playing Cards Against Humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay, that would take forever.
Yeah.
And if you guys would ever like to be on DinkCast,
We would love to.
let us know.
I'd love to.
Yeah, we would love to.
All right.
Should fucking plan one.
All right. Plug your social medias. If you want to.
Marbles Thoughts on Twitter and DinkCast on YouTube.
Yes.
Woo.
Elle.
Right. Hi. I'm Kern Being Feral on Twitter, and then I guess I'm also DinkCast on YouTube.
Very cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you guys. So, you guys, oh my gosh. It's like she calls me dude. I say guys to everybody. So don't every listener out there yell at me. They're not guys.
Well,
I understand that. It's just.
I tweeted out once on.
I'm starting to stress from cancel culture.
Babe. Shh. It's okay.
I'm bringing it down.
It's okay. I was just going to say I had tweeted out once on my fan account that I consider dude like gender neutral because I call everyone dude. I've called my mom dude. I called my dad dude. I call you dude.
Yeah.
I call my nephews dude. I think I've called my dogs dude. Like, dude. I don't know why.
Well, thank you guys. We're gonna hit you guys up here after we end the interview and talk for a couple more minutes. But audience, I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did.
Go subscribe to the DinkCast.
Go subscribe to the DinkCast. Listen to them. Follow them on social media.
Hell yeah.
Tell them they're awesome because they are.
No.
And if you don't like it, email me.
Complain about it to us.
That's right. And with that, we done.
We done.
You all want to say bye?
We did it.
We done.
Bye.
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 Bye, Spider-Man. That's a throwback.
Yeah.
That is a throwback.
Bye.
Do.
Dink, dink.
We could talk to them all night.
We talked for quite a bit more after we hit stop, so.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, and we really enjoyed speaking with them. We love you too.
Very
Please.
intelligent ladies.
Oh, absolutely. They are a delight.
Delight.
Yeah, and I don't use that term lightly. I hate a lot of people, so people.
He does.
Yeah, and people who I consider a delight, they've earned it. So
It's not sarcastic.
No, I'm being I'm being serious. You all are wonderful. Thank you so much for being on here.
Very exciting, and that this comes out on Jenna Marbles' Jenna Mourey, her birthday.
On April
April, that's my birthday.
I know, I was looking at you when I was saying this. September 15th.
September 15th.
My goodness.
Happy birthday, Jenna. If I had the foresight, we would have all sung you happy birthday, but I didn't line up her birthday with this episode coming up. But
And again, thank you all for you both for coming on. We really did enjoy talking to you. We hope you listeners enjoyed this as much as we did, because we had a really good time.
we did have a really good time. Really liking the interviews with people.
Absolutely. We got a lot more coming up too. So
Cool people.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Hey, cool people who do cool things.
Straight up.
If you know one of those, or you are one of those, hit us up.
Email, social media.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us back to the business.
I don't want to do it again. You do it.
Okay. Okay. So we were just talking about, if you would
Did
like to tell us about some cool people you want us to talk to, hit us up, deadpanstudio18@gmail.com. If you can hook us up with a really cool person, I'll send you a free t-shirt.
Wow. Incentive.
Yeah. We're also on social media, deadpanstudio18. See how simple that is? It matches the email. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm just trying to keep it simple, yo.
I don't see you. I told you to be quick in your...
This is as quick as I get.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Obviously, we have a lot of places for you to listen to us outside of what you're already listening to us now, which includes iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, YouTube, and Podbean. DeadpanStudio.podbean.com. We love you, Podbean. We love you, love you, love you. Keep up the good work, and we'll keep trying to do the same for you. All right.
Simping for Podbean.
That's right. And with that, that's been Deadpan Studio Presents this week for Deadpan Studio Podcast. This week, I've been your host, Matt.
And I'm Kat. Hell yeah.
See you guys later.
Bye.